Hello everybody and welcome to Cryptos Are Life. This is Adrian and today we're going to be talking about Tron TRX, one of the more popular altcoins that is out there. Whether you like or dislike Tron, it is widely talked about and has shown in the past, even though it's a relatively new coin, to have some serious legs and can move really quickly. Just an overall view of the overall market. We are starting to see a lot of green across the board, which is good. We've been down for quite a bit now. But we're starting to see all of our coins here start getting some green, and we're starting to see some real price movement. Our overall market cap, we're going to be looking at $460 billion with BTC dominance of about 35%. And overall, everything's starting to look out good. All the coins are starting to get some action. Starting to look like, hopefully we're not looking like we're getting into a bull trap, but it is looking like we are starting to see some green and everything's starting to pick up. So let's dive into it. We're going to be talking about Tron TRX. It is one of the more popular coins, and there's a lot always going on around Tron as far as people hyping it or trying to hate on it. So I'm going to try to clear some of that up here and give you a pretty good understanding of what Tron is, where it's going, what its foundation is, and just an overall view of Tron, and hopefully get you a much better understanding of other than what you just read on your quick tidbits on your Instagram pages or on your social media accounts. Currently, Tron TRX, one of my more favorite coins. I'm a real big fan of Tron. Put that out there. Also, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so just take it with a grain of salt. And hopefully, you pick something up. You do your own research, and hopefully, you come away with something with it. We are currently ranked number 16 on the coin market cap, which is good. I mean, being in the top 20 is always a plus. I mean, it definitely shows the coin's got some traction. Well, a token rather. It'll be a coin pretty soon here though. We got an overall market cap on Tron of about $3 billion, trading for about 5 cents right now. Seems to have caught good basement at 5 cents. Seen it run up to 31 cents at its all-time high, but that didn't last long at all. It dropped down pretty quickly. I believe it was overbought and it was a little hyped at the moment, which kind of really brought a lot of resentment to a lot of especially new investors, new traders on Tron. They're bag holders from 19, 20, 21 cents, and they're just all over social media just bagging on Tron every chance they get. But if you were to take a step back of it, take a step back and actually look what Tron is and what they're trying to do, what their team is, it's a pretty solid project in my opinion. It's still currently a pretty speculative play, but I mean, with the CEO behind it and with the announcements that they make, with the partnerships they're developing, I mean, I see this really going places. So we are currently at around 5 cents. We've been the last week or two dipping 4 cents, 3 cents, and I mean, I've just been scooping it up and up every chance I get. Got a couple 100,000 Tron now, and I mean, if we still see this consolidation, this sideways price action at 5 cents, probably be picking some more up. Especially if we do possibility start seeing maybe 4 cents, 3 cents in these next coming weeks. I'll definitely be picking up some more as well. But as we're starting to enter into a bull market, I don't see us dipping much lower. Then we might touch 4 cents a bit. I don't really see us going below that. But coming up on March 31st, when they're going to be launching their mainnet, definitely the week's approaching that. I see this coin really going 7 cents, 10 cents, probably finding a good stable base at 10 cents. But Tron, when it's shows to start moving, I mean, it really moves. So if we could get up to 10 cents and kind of start testing those resistance levels at the 10 cents, 11 cent range, I mean, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see this this coin start touching its or at least approaching its all-time highs. And I mean, if it gets some real traction behind it, especially with the Chinese New Year coming to an end, and we should start seeing some of that money back into the market. I mean, we could start seeing some new all-time highs, especially if their mainnet launch goes well. They also have an upcoming, well, everybody keeps calling it a coin burn. We'll go over that as well. I believe March 31st as well, or April 1st, they'll be launching that. And that's also going to generate a lot of hype if everything goes well. But just to clear some of that up, they're not going to be having an actual coin burn. Where I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how they're going to be burning. Some people are saying up to 25, 30 billion Tron. That's not going to happen at all. I mean, the CEO Justin Sun, he's already come out and said that they're not going to be doing a large coin burn. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be implementing a coin burn process, much like that of Ripple, where every transaction that occurs, X amount of Tron will be burned for every X amount of transactions that are done on the network. So it's not a big coin burn, but it's going to be an implemented coin burn process, a slow burn. So I think that's going to be a big misconception that I hope a lot of people don't, when that comes out and will realize what it is, aren't upset and dump their Tron and affect the pricing too much. So I think that's something that really needs to be cleared up and the expectations properly set so that people aren't hoping that they're going to burn half the Tron and the price is going to skyrocket overnight. That's not going to happen. So Tron TRX, what they're looking to do is they're trying to make a decentralized entertainment platform for content developers. Pretty much essentially kind of like I guess replacing your YouTube, your Google Play, your Apple Play, your Facebook, your Instagram. They're trying to bite off a big piece of the pie. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to put the control back into content developers' hands. Cut out the big middlemen. So instead of putting your videos like here on YouTube and having them take a big portion of your revenues or whatnot, or having them being able to censor your videos, essentially you'll be able to put your content on the Tron network, and you'll be in charge of your own content with no censoring, and any revenue or any tips or whatever that would come in through Tron TRX would be going to you and not be having a significant portion taken by a big middleman. So that's just one of the aspects that Tron's trying to accomplish. They are taking on quite a bit. And for the most part, I would kind of say that would normally be a pie in the sky idea. But when you start looking at the team behind it and the CEO behind it and the connections they have and what they've done already in just this short span, I'd have to say that it does seem plausible that they might be able to take some market share and really put some legs into the project that they're trying to run here. So let's take a look at the team here. This is their website, Tron.network. I mean, if you have any type of savvy skills behind it, some type of background in crypto, I mean, you'll know how to go CoinMarketCap and look up their social pages and their websites or whatnot. But this is Tron's site here, and this is the Justin Sun, the CEO, young guy, definitely a young guy, but he definitely has a resume behind him. He's been on Forbes Asia's 30 under 30, I believe, a few times already. I mean, the guy pretty much out in China especially, he's pretty much like a rock star. He went to a university founded by Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba Group, huge company out in China, even a well-known name here in the States. So he's definitely got some resume behind him. And if you start to look at the team here, this is just some of their developers and some of the main leaders on their team. From what I understand, based on their recent live stream, they've already got about 100 people on their staff working on Tron TRX network. But I wish that it would list their recent employers here on some of the developers. But if you were to follow Justin Sun on Twitter, as he adds new developers to his team, he kind of gives their background. It doesn't really say so here on the page, their background, but many of them are from Alibaba Group. A few of them are even from Microsoft, and a lot of people are speculating that he was scalping their developers. But when you understand the relationship that Justin has with Jack Ma, I mean, it's really somewhat of his mentor. And I mean, there's a lot of pictures of them and stuff together. Even when they did the live stream in the offices, you see prominent pictures displayed of Justin Sun with Jack Ma. The guy really looks up to him, and they have I'd have to imagine, a pretty good level of mutual respect amongst each other. And I can't see him actually scalping developers from Alibaba. I would more so see them as being gifted to him or being assigned to him. And I mean, there's many questions that could be raised at that point as to why. One of the biggest speculative reasons that I would see is some type of partnership forming with Tron and Alibaba, which is a lot of people have been saying it, and it's not totally out of the question, but I don't think Tron's future entirely depends on a future partnership with Alibaba at the same time. Even though Tron is pretty much it's a Chinese coin, and its main following is going to be in the Asian markets. Good prime example of that is when Justin Sun does a live Twitter feed or whatnot here for here in English. He gets maybe 10 to 15,000 live viewers. When he does one out in the Asian markets, he's getting 15 to 20 million. So he's definitely he's got some previous apps he's deployed out in the Asian markets that are successful and that he's integrated already onto the Tron network as well. I believe the launch of that is coming up in the next week or so, the actual integration between the Pywo app and Tron TRX. So that's going to definitely be good. But the guy's definitely a rock star out in the Asian markets, and it shows just based on those live streams or whatnot. So he will be, however, opening a it's already been confirmed. He put the paperwork online. I think I have it here. They're going to be opening a office in San Francisco. That's in the works. And when you look into that, I mean, the headquarters that are going to be out in San Francisco is just a couple minutes walking distance from the Alibaba Group headquarters out there as well. So a lot of people are speculating if that's some type of coincidence or if there's some substance behind it. So we covered that there. That's where they released it on Twitter, showing that the location is going to be within walking distance of Alibaba Group. So a little bit more about Justin Sun here. I mean, in Twitter here, he's got already 381,000 followers, which is a pretty good following. I mean, the Tron community is huge. Everybody that's backing Tron is definitely all for it. Like I said, there's a lot of haters and stuff like that as well. But I mean, when isn't there? There's always going to be some type of haters everywhere. So he's got 381,000 followers, and he's incredibly active on Twitter. I mean, the guy gives weekly updates. He tweets out his new developers. He tweets out even just little tidbits of information about Tron, partnerships. I mean, they have been launching partnership after partnership after partnership, primarily with pretty much all with Chinese-based companies, which to us out here in America doesn't really seem too exciting. But you got to remember, this is a Chinese token, and I mean, the user base out there is huge. From what I understand, out in China, they're already a very largely cashless society, using phones and digital methods already to pay for everything, for their daily lunches, or for just routine expenditures. They're already becoming a cashless society. So the fact that Tron is going to be providing a platform for that, and they're big in that area, I mean, I see that as good news as well. So I strongly believe that they've also got a strong community and a strong following in the Asian markets, and them already being ahead of us as far as completely cashless for the most part. I think that's huge, and I think that this will really give it a solid foundation from an investment standpoint to let this really take off and have some momentum and get some nice gains out of it. Now let's go ahead and look on back over here. There was a lot of Chinese FUD that the Chinese government was going to be banning cryptos or whatnot, and this is actually a certificate from the Ministry of Finance out in the Chinese government to Tron. So if anything were to be, I don't completely believe that to begin with, that they would completely ban it. I believe they're more trying to implement their stronghold on it, at least for over their markets, and trying to position themselves well. But I mean, even if that were to be the case, where they were going to be implementing some type of ban on the cryptocurrency or blockchain technology, I mean, Tron's already got the government issuing accreditation to them and acknowledging them. So if that were to be the case, I really believe that Tron would be one of the few, probably along with Neo, left standing, and that would really just work wonders for the overall price of Tron as well. And so when you look at every aspect as far as those angles go, I believe it's a very solid project. Like I said, it's still very speculative because essentially right now they're somewhat of still kind of like an ICO stage, because they really haven't had any working product or network as of yet, and this is just really all pure speculation and hype, really. But I think it really does have some substance behind it. Coming though March 31st, when they launch their mainnet, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more activity. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more partnership announcements. And I think 2018 going into 2019 is going to be big for Tron. I do think we could see a dollar Tron by the end of 2018, possibly a little bit more, depending on whatever type of announcements they make as far as partnerships go. But I do see that being a real possibility. Let's go ahead and look at the price action for Tron. Let's go ahead and pull up their chart here. Yeah, okay, so they're a relatively new coin. They've only been out a few months. And like we saw here, we did get that spike up, that run up to that 31-cent range, and it has been on a steady decline since then. Another little small spike here, and for the most part, though, it's been consolidating in the last few days in the 4 to 5 cent range. And I do anticipate coming into, I'd say, March 10th and thereafter, getting closer to that March 31st date, easily a 10-cent Tron, 15 cents. And I mean, if the launch goes well and everything looks good as it continues to do so for Tron, I see touching those all-time highs, 31, 32 cents. I don't see that being a problem at all. And that puts you in a prime position right now for some serious gains. You can 6x, 5x relatively, with it just going back to its all-time high. And as we know with the currencies here, the whole market's taken a dip, and Tron really seemed to have taken a pretty good one through that process. But I also believe as the coins continue to rise, I believe Tron also has the ability to rise just as quickly, if not quicker, than before. So we'll keep an eye on Tron, and good luck with your trading, and hopefully this all turns out the way a lot of us are expecting it to.